Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are here to celebrate the publication of Headlights by C.J. Leede. C.J. Leede is a horror writer, hiker, and Trekkie. She is the author of Mayfly and American Rapture. Her debut novel, Mayfly, won the Golden Poppy Octavia E. Butler Award and Splatterpunk Award, and earned a Bram Stoker Award nomination. CJ lives on the road with her boyfriend and rescue dogs. We are also joined tonight by Lorin, aka Paperback Bitch. Lorin is an obsessive reader of all genres, but her favorite stories have both horror and heart. She lives in Denver with her husband and 2 husky mixes, all of whom get sick of her talking about the plot of the book she's reading. You can always find her in a crowd if you look for hot pink cowboy boots or someone yelling about proper horse girl terminology in books. For more events like this, check out tatteredcover.com, but for now, please give these two a huge round of applause.
We'll project. I have a lot of trouble projecting, if you can't tell. I actually wrote my own intro for CJ. Well, I tweaked your intro because I didn't like it. It's boring. All right, so we're going to hear it again, but my version.
Okay.
CJ Leede is a best-selling horror writer, an ultra-marathoner, a pickle lover, a hot sauce evangelist, ask her about that, and an animal advocate. She is the author of Mayfly, American Rapture, and now, as of this week, Headlights. She is a Golden Poppy Octavia E. Butler Award winner, a Splatterpunk Award winner, a Bram Stoker Award finalist, and an Indie Next Pick winner. She lives on the road all across America with her boyfriend, who is a loser for having his own book tour and not being here, and her sweet angel baby rescue dogs, who have never done a thing wrong in their entire lives. Yeah. They were also on the Doggist, which is so cool.
They were on the Doggist.
Yeah, two of them. So that's my version because you need a little elaboration in there.
I love it. Actually, well, after hearing your intro, can you all kind of hear us? Are we good? Mm-hmm. I used horse girl terminology in this book.
You did.
Did I? What do you think?
No, you did it. You did it correctly. And I would have Anna. I'm always yelling at Anna about the horse girl stuff. Okay. So there was nothing. Nothing wrong in yours.
Read the book. It's for horse girls.
It's new blurb. Yeah. All right. I don't know if you guys know what this book is about. I know some of you have read it and actually finished it. But if you haven't read the back cover yet, it's in your lap probably. Our sweet angel baby also. A Special Agent Daniel Stansfield is about to pack it in and hand over his badge, but all of a sudden, the case he could never solve comes back with a vengeance, and there are people in Denver showing up on the side of the road wearing pelts of the people that they've killed, and they have no memories at all. So that's the gist of it. There's also a really gross tongue thing, but you could probably figure that out from the cover, and I'm going to let you discover that on your own. So the image of people waking up on the highway wearing a skin of someone that they've murdered is intense even for you. Did you scare yourself a little bit with that, or how on earth did we get there?
I'm glad you think that, because somebody recently was like, I think you're going soft. And it really kind of bothered me, so thank you for validating me in that way. I was walking to the office I was writing at for a while in Santa Monica. It was a 2-mile walk each way from my house, and it was beautiful, and the sun was out and there were palm trees, and I just got sideswiped by this image of these people, and it really was kind of disturbing, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And that's usually kind of how a book starts for me, is just something just kind of shoves its way in, and I don't always know where they come from. And then I started kind of seeing this guy, and I felt like who is he? And that's how Daniel Stansfield was born. I just sort of followed him a little bit in my brain.
Creepy.
Yeah.
I did have a second part of my intro that I forgot. I said we mostly know you as the woman who has ruined eggs for us. If you've read Mayfly.
Have I ruined eggs, or have I made eggs much better for all of you?
I don't think anyone is having a better time with eggs.
I don't know.
Well, maybe they are.
People have me sign them a lot. I've signed,
Like
I've
an
signed
egg?
a lot of eggs, yeah. Yeah.
Did anyone of you bring eggs? There's still time.
No eggs today. Great.
I also said we will never forgive you for that one scene in American Rapture, and you know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Never.
Sorry.
Never. And then, but now I said, now you're making us fall hard for a cishet white man, which is like,
I know.
Sorry.
The ultimate betrayal.
kind of. Like, did you, for me, I'm married to one, but, you know, he's cool. Did you have to, like, I mean, because you've only written, in published books anyway, female characters, and they're rad. Did you have to change anything consciously or, like, tweak how you wrote, Daniel?
You know, my first book published was Maeve, but Maeve was the third book I'd written. And the first book I ever started was American Rapture, or what it eventually became. But the book that I actually thought was going to be my first in the world was this book called Springfield. And it takes place like in all the Springfields in America, but mostly the one in Massachusetts. And it's like a vampire trucker novel. And
Wait, I need it.
I might need to like bring it back.
I need it.
But that one had a male protagonist, and I never really thought about it. They're just like characters.
Yeah.
But when Maeve came out, it felt very clear to me that if I wanted to write Maeve forever, I could. And if I wanted to write weird girl fiction forever, I could. And if I wanted to do anything else, I needed to do it sooner than later. Because it's a business and an industry, and I felt like it was gonna get really easy to get hemmed in, and I didn't want that. So yeah, now I've done 3 very different first books, and horror is this like massive sandbox we get to play in with so many subgenres and no formulas and any type of protagonist you want. And to be honest, I just never really thought about it that much, but readers do mention it a whole lot.
But speaking of like, you certainly did not pigeonhole yourself because they are all so different, which I think is a credit to you as a writer, because it's hard. It's gotta be so difficult. It's a completely different everything. I mean, they're all fantastic. So they're all 5 stars for me.
Thank
But
you.
do you think there is a thread running through all 3 other than just like horror as a label, like something you just can't outright?
For sure. I mean, well, it's like I'm so obsessed with Americana culture and this idea of like we're this huge country and we do have this sort of homogenous American culture that's a sort of through line everywhere. But at the same time, we have such distinct ecosystems and smaller cultures within specific regions and different architecture and music and food and isms and ways of speaking, and I'm so like endlessly fascinated by that. So yeah, like all my books are gonna have like neon signs and dive bars and like spaces that you do or don't want to be in and roadside attractions, and I think hopefully they all, like I want all my books to feel like a complete meal. Like I want them all to be funny in moments and devastating in moments and like sexy in moments and have like a romance subplot, but also be really scary and just kind of explore like every kind of emotion that humans can have, because I think that's what I love in a book, is a book that makes me feel like everything, and then at the end I'm like, damn, I just lived, you know? And that's, yeah, I hope that's in all my books.
That is in all your books.
And playlists are always in the books.
True.
And there's always like an aesthetic and always a lot about place. Yeah.
Speaking of
All the
sexy
things.
in moments, if you've read this one, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have anything to say about it because no spoilers, but I'm mad.
I'll spoil a little by giving it a little BTS thing, which is that I always overwrite everything, and so I always have to cut like usually anywhere from like 80 to 100 pages of a book.
Jeez.
And this one I had to cut down almost every scene, almost every section, except my 20-page sex scene. They were like, no, it's good. So that was great.
Well, I don't know what you could have possibly cut from that.
There you go.
I mean, I do, but it would have not been the same. So, okay. Switching from that, pretty right turn. Speaking of place, we are in Colorado. We are in Denver, where this book is set. It's pretty great here. I am biased. You are probably all biased. But like the place you do write place very well. It's like a whole character. Like we went from LA to Wisconsin and now we're in Colorado, and it's like, it's so, because sometimes you'll read a book and you're like, where was that set, right? Like often. But place is always like a major character in your books, and like everyone in this room has the capacity to appreciate headlights a little bit more, I think, than the average reader, just because like you put in like Lady Justice, which we have coupons for, by the way, and Linger, and I don't think the happy end is real, but
The happy end's not real.
oh, sad.
Someone could make it real.
Someone could make it real, but like, and the Highline Canal, like there's so many places that you touch on, and you're like very intentional with it. And like, what does a place have to do to get that kind of like reverence from you? I mean, I just feel like it's so obvious in the book that you love Colorado and the Rockies.
I do love Colorado, and it was a place for me. By the way, I care about what every event I'm doing in this tour, every reader, I deeply care about what everybody thinks, but I do mostly care about what all of you think. My book is set here, and so I hope you all approve at least a little bit. I got like 6 authenticity readers on this book. Some of them are here, and it really felt like a sort of like big group effort, and people being like, no, we wouldn't say it that way, or like, I really think they would take this route, and it was really special. Kind of like, I grew up coming out here because I have extended family here, and for some reason, I think I'm scared to talk about Denver and Denver. When I was a kid, we would come here and like everybody would talk about the mountains, but like we're not in the mountains here. And I grew up in Texas, and I was like, I have flatland at home, you know? And so to me, Denver was always a place that I didn't quite like understand. And as I've gotten older, like kind of really looking at it as this city at the end of the Great Plains, just before the Rockies, is kind of like the most spectacular thing a city can be. And it is such a nature city, which it doesn't really, like, it has the mountain reputation, but like, you guys have bison, like just at the edge of your city. It's
You
the
saw a
coolest.
coyote at the airport today.
It's freaking crazy, and it's so cool to me, and it's such rich, diverse ecosystems here in addition to the mountains. And so, yeah, I fell more in love with Colorado writing this book, and I went to the tattered cover on Colfax I don't know how many times. The tattered covers all have the best like local history sections, and I would buy everything I could find, every like family holiday, and read every book, every like autobiography, like anything that took place here, just to try and get the feeling. So it was awesome.
It's pretty rad. But
Yeah.
again, kind of biased.
It's
I've lived other places, okay? And it is rad here.
As far as what like a place needs to do to like get my attention, like that's, I think I have to have kind of a question about it, you know, like LA was actually, I had moved to LA and I was unsure about moving to LA, and so I wanted to understand it better, and that was what Maeve was. And Wisconsin, I just love Wisconsin. I had spent a lot of time there in my early 20s and thought it was like super weird and fun and beautiful. And with Colorado, it's a place that it means family to me, and it also is, I don't know how like heavy we want to get with this, but I've loved people here, I've lost people here, and I have a whole lifetime history here, and it's a deeply emotional place to me. And as a horror writer writing a Colorado book, it's like I couldn't not think about The Shining. And so I was thinking about ghosts, and I was thinking about grief because I was dealing with a lot of grief. And all of this with the Colorado landscape just like made sense to me.
It does make sense in the
You
book.
know, it all felt like beautiful and heartbreaking and life and death. And I think there's something about these incredibly like formidable mountains up against this huge expanse of like land and possibility that feels like that sort of like life or death thing to me. You know, like it's all so much bigger than us.
And Lucifer.
And Lucifer, of course. And that's mainly what the book is about.
Because the Illuminati. No, we're good.
The airport's leaning in hard.
Oh, they're leaning in
yeah.
so
I really
hard.
love it.
Yeah, it's so fun. Okay, alongside that, it's actually like a major plot point. Wolf reintroduction, urban sprawl.
Yeah.
It's actually the part that makes me like cry real bad. Once you get there, you'll know what I'm talking about. But like urban sprawl is a horror, and we see it every day. But like we're doing it, right? Like we want to be here. It's beautiful here, but like we are the problem. It's like, wow, that's beautiful. I should never come back, right? But it sucks. But it's like, and you touch on it a lot in there, and I love that. But the wolves as well are like a main facet, and I know you got like really really into
controversial topic. I did get really into it. I found it fascinating how much every time I was coming here, people were talking about it, and I started reading about it, and I started watching documentaries and reading more, and I started learning a little bit about systems ecology, which I found super fascinating, and what happens when you remove a keystone species, and how suddenly we do have coyotes everywhere now, and coyotes now are like the dominant predator in our urban ecosystems, who also come for, so much of the book is about this question of like, what is home, and what is our legacy here, and like what do we leave behind, whether it's like DNA shed or a ghost or whatever decisions we made in our lives, and how that impacts those that come after us. And so this question of ecosystems was huge, and like we do have this interaction between human development and non-human animals, and it's, I don't know, it's like the aspen trees are in better shape now because, so I don't know. It's fascinating. I would say like read about it if you're interested. I learned a lot.
It is really fascinating. But I just like how I feel like your books usually have like, they're just so you, because like whatever you're into at the moment is like very in the book.
I make it your problem.
Yeah.
I make you all have to be into it. Yeah.
Which is fine. Like I am there for it. I'm curious what the next one will be. Just maybe I should just pay more attention to your Instagram stories and like what your
I can
pickles,
talk about it
hot
a little
sauce. Oh, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it a little bit. What we got?
Now?
Yeah.
Usually that's like the very end.
I mean, I had it at the very end, but you brought it up. I'm flexible.
No, I like it. Lorin and I usually meet up at Scream and Sugar.
We do.
Do you all go there? Yeah. So this is, welcome to our coffee date. My fourth book is a New York City book, which is actually trickier for me because I know it better. And so I think it's harder when you've lived somewhere longer to kind of like see it from the outside. Yeah. As everybody in the whole world naturally does, I did medieval studies in undergrad, and I'm utilizing that in this book. It's like a little bit about Joan of Arc. It's got disco. It's
Disco Joan of, I know my outfit for this book.
No, the outfits are gonna be crazy.
I can't wait.
It's about art and what it means to be an artist, and how much sort of like creation or destruction is part of that.
Okay, that tracks for you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pre-order it.
Thank you.
Like 10 of them.
If I can get my shit together, it comes out next summer, but that's a big if.
Big if. That's fine. That's fine. We'll be here. Okay. Well, I forgot where I was gonna go with that. I'm gonna backtrack to like a couple of things you said, and not too heavily to dwell on this one, but talking about grief. The book is about grief. Like the book is, grief is a major tenet of the book. And I will hype up Kyle here. By the way, her boyfriend is actually cool. I'm just giving him a really hard time for not being here. Because bullying is the love language, and it's mine. But Kyle's book that he's on tour for right now is The Problem Drinker. It is nonfiction. I can't really even classify it further than that, because like it's like poetry, it's like memoir, it's just essay, it's really good. And like I was gonna read it and be nice about it no matter what, but it is objectively like a really great
really
read.
good.
Yeah, like he is, and he has a novel coming out later this year. But my point here is not to gas up Kyle, but it is to say that he wrote that at the same time that you were writing Headlights.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of like the nonfiction aspects of your life that was happening at that time. And it was not great.
It was not great.
It was not great.
If you want like the whole BTS, of our lives for what resulted in Headlights, it is that book.
The Problem Drinker by Kyle Corey.
Yeah.
And like, and then I read the dedication, like I read Kyle's first and then I got to yours and I was like, oh! So I recommend it. But my point is, like, I heard you say somewhere, maybe on a podcast, that you were writing headlights to like address your grief, like confront it.
Yeah.
But then like it just got worse. Did you ever feel like you should have stopped? Like, did you ever feel like you were kind of inviting it?
Oh my God, am I that powerful? I hope not, as I write horror novels. We got hit hard for a couple years, and it was like we thought we'd already gone through a couple tough years, and then we've really got it. And for me, I was extremely lucky. I didn't know how lucky I was. I didn't know what a gift this was, but I didn't really lose anybody in my early life. Like, I didn't lose anybody really until I was in like my mid-20s. And then it was suddenly like 10 years of like back to back to back. And one was particularly awful. And I wrote these two first books, and they were so fun and crazy and ragey. And I was like screaming with them and avoiding and being kind of like, in the first one, very like hedonistic and like, I'm so mad, but also I'm gonna go do all the really fun stuff and not think about this. And in my second one, I kind of focused on things that I felt kind of indignation about and thought maybe we can do better, certainly for like young people in the world. And that kind of helped me get through. And then after I wrote those two, I felt just like, kind of like hollowed out. And I was like, well, what do I write about now? And then I realized, and I talked about this online the other day, but like, I just realized I was sad. And I was like, I think I've been sad. And I think that's what all this is. And I think now either I let it kind of take over my life or I deal with it head on. And so this book is like, I just asked myself, like, we can't know, but maybe I'll ask anyway, like, what is death? And where do our loved ones go when they die? And can we reach them? And do they even want us to? And are there people who have a little bit more of that shine, that Stephen King shine? Like, are there people who can see a little bit farther? And like, I don't know, grief felt like to me, like somebody had just switched the lights off in my life. And I just kept looking for that light switch and I couldn't find it, and I couldn't like accept that that it was off and that I couldn't flip it back, you know? And I feel more emotional at this event than I have at any event, and I don't know if
I'm sorry.
No, I don't know, maybe it's because my family's here. But I think I found some light in this book that I felt like I could kind of bring back and offer up as a possibility to the rest of the world that may or may not resonate with anybody else or may not work for anybody else, but I found something in here that really like saved me. And so that's what this book is, and I promise it's like it's a fun book too. It's not just like such a downer. And so to end this whole spiel with like a nice little story, when I was a kid, my family would sometimes go to the mountains in winter. It was like, you guys know, the flights are always totally messed up in the winter from here to anywhere in the mountains. And so I feel like a bunch of times my dad and I would have to drive late at night on these like windy mountain roads in the snow, 4 hours or whatever it was. And I remember as a kid thinking it was so scary that we could only see our headlights in front of us and nothing beyond them. And you don't know where the curves are. There's like maybe not guardrails. There's like trucks coming. It's like kind of you've all done it. And it was so scary. And also like I was with my dad, and like we had great music playing, and I knew I was going to see more family at the end. And I think that feeling of like comfort and peace, but also fear, it all felt like this thing to me of like life. Like we can only see so far in front of us as humans, and maybe that's actually what makes it beautiful, and maybe that's okay, because we have the people beside us.
Oh my god, that's like an even better like description of the title than I was like had in my head. Like that's a perfect metaphor. So also Lee Hazelwood has been stuck in my head for days.
Oh yeah,
you in that book, yeah.
Yeah, you all should listen to my playlist.
Yeah, it's
there.
really good.
Yeah, the playlists are all really fun to make. This one was maybe my favorite. It's like a lot of outlaw country. Yeah. Lee Hazelwood.
Yeah, Blaze Foley, like it's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a more fun twist on that same, like you said it in like the same sentence, the Stanley. You went.
We did.
You stayed.
Yeah.
You saw things. Did you see anything off?
Okay.
Any paranormal?
So yeah, Kyle and I, my boyfriend and I went to stay at the Stanley Hotel last summer. So I was like, the book was done, but we were in edits. And so like I revised pretty heavily in edits. And I was like, I should probably go do the whole route that my characters do just to make sure it all makes sense. Thank God, by the way, because I fully thought like No Name was a town that could have like a big sprawling ranch and like it's a canyon on the side of the highway.
Very
beautiful.
Equestrian.
Yeah. No, made that shit up. But we went to the Stanley, and we did not book in time to get the Stephen King room, but we did get one of the haunted rooms, and they were like, they give you options on the website, and it was like, do you want like haunted small children? Do you want
haunted cowboy?
Yeah, haunted old lady. And I was like, no to all of that. And but there was the haunted cowboy addict. And I was like, for some reason, I was like, that seems all right.
I did haunted old lady, by the way.
You did it?
Yeah.
That's scarier.
What? She like tucks you in at night. Kisses you on the
No.
forehead. I'm not trying to be with the weird cowboy head.
Well, they say like in the Stephen King room that's where you stay.
I stayed in the one right above.
Oh, you stayed in the one above it.
317.
That if it's an unmarried couple, she doesn't like that, and so she'll.
Oh well,
fuck
we
with
were
you.
married, so it was good.
Okay, yeah. See, you were good. I was nervous. So, yeah. So the cowboy room. So I felt like there was a vibe for sure. But the thing was, there's a wine bar at the hotel, and we had a bottle, and it was really nice. And when we're like at the end of our bottle, the server came over and was like, look, we actually have this special thing, and it's this 217, that's the Stephen King room. It's this 217 themed wine, but if you drink the whole bottle right now, you can write on it, and we'll put it up on the ceiling, and it'll live here forever. And I was like, well, obviously we're gonna do that. So we did that. We wrote Headlights quotes, like it's there, and we both signed it, and it was really fun. But then we'd had 2 bottles. And as part of this book, I'm really telling the stories here. As part of this book, I don't eat meat. I used to, but I needed to watch someone eat meat. And so we went to the bar, and I was like, Kyle, I need you to get a steak, and I'm gonna watch you eat it. And then we watched the Stephen King miniseries and fell asleep, and it was the greatest day ever. But we did the Shining tour. Did you?
Yeah, we did the Shining tour.
It was awesome.
It was so cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, the little like house is set up, like the actual bedroom, and it's really, really cool. And the bathroom. Oh yeah, because we both took pictures in the tub.
Yeah, well, that's a must.
You have to.
You
It is
have to.
literally required. You should not be able to leave.
You have to be the old lady in the bathtub at one moment in your life.
It's the best room. It's the best room. So yeah, highly recommend. But you have to do it at night, obviously. Like, you can't do that during the day.
I did it during the day.
CJ. We did it at like 10 p.m., which is like grave hours for us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I mean, staying at the Stanley, like you just have to. It's so
And
fun.
Estes Park is so pretty.
Estes Park is beautiful, yeah.
So beautiful.
Okay, so we're going to switch a little bit, and maybe we can't answer this question here, but horror by women is having like a major moment, right? Everyone, yeah, thank you. There we go. There it is. Need more men cheering in on that one. Come on. Like you're winning awards, you've been finalist. Like we love you, obviously. People are unfortunately calling you the next Stephen King, which I hate that.
One person said
doesn't
that.
matter. Someone said it. Like I think Stephen King is the next CJ Leede.
No.
Personally, like he could be so lucky. But do you think the genre is actually changing, or do you think we're in like a little bit of a hype cycle that's just kind of pushing?
No, I think I think there's always more room and need for diversity, and also I think we have a lot of diverse voices in horror right now, and it's freaking awesome.
It's so good.
It's so good, and it's so
good.
cool to read every type of person's version of everything. It's amazing because people say there are only so many stories you can tell, but I really don't see that. Like, I look around and I'm like, there's so many books coming out all the time. Yeah, and there's so many, speaking of like women in horror, there's so many Denver women in horror, Colorado, authors also, and readers, and it's really cool. There's now, I just did this Southern Colorado Women in Horror
Oh yeah.
first event,
Yeah.
and coming back,
Woo!
is anybody, hey,
KJ's
oh my
excited.
gosh, and coming back this next year, and there are like so many amazing authors who are part of it, and like you all just have such a killer, like, local, rich scene. It's freaking nuts. I don't know. I think we're good. I think everyone's here to stay. Yeah.
I mean,
We're not
and this
going
room's
anywhere.
full of readers. Like, you guys, like, you know that there's more stories to be told by everyone. So,
Yeah.
like, there's some just really amazing stuff coming out in the fall, too, that I'm, like, very excited and very behind on.
I think the thing is, like, read more. Like, we don't need to toss, like, Stephen King. Fucking love him.
No, we don't need to
We
toss
just add
it.
more.
Yeah, just read more
More,
stuff.
more, more.
Everyone
Just
has
read more. Don't go to your
unlimited time.
jobs.
Yeah.
Don't do your responsibilities. Yeah, just read books.
Yeah, obviously. We can all do that and just make money.
Great idea. Yeah.
Okay,
You heard
we
it
are
here.
getting close. We have trivia for Lady Justice coupons for everyone, and we'll do that. But my last question, because you mentioned it, what is the most disturbing thing you cut from this book?
I don't know if I cut anything
Okay, good.
disturbing from this book.
That makes me happy.
Actually, in all three of my books, there's only been one moment when I was told to pull it back a little bit.
What?
It was American Rapture, and I think they were right. That book was tricky to navigate, and it was good.
I'm gonna get that story
It
later.
was good. But Maeve, no, and I mean, I kind of have. You're filming this. She doesn't like when I talk about her, but my editor is kind of like, more, do more. Let's go. So I love
it's
that.
good. Yeah.
It's horror.
That's what you want in horror, right?
There's no rules.
There's really not.
It's not that gnarly of a book.
Which one?
I mean, this one. I mean,
As a whole, maybe not.
yeah, no,
The
this
parts
is
of it,
like
I'm
a
like,
gentle book. This is like my hopeful book.
actually, people
It's a nice
people
one.
have been saying that. Like,
Yeah.
this is your most uplifting, which is
Yeah.
weird considering. We're like, it's grief, everything's dying, there's urban sprawl, and she's like, it's hopeful. But it is. It is.
This is my most hopeful book.
I will say I had a meltdown yesterday because I had something, again, I'm filming this. I had something happen at work about AI, and I hate AI. I hope we all do, yeah. And like, I was losing my mind over that, and then I chose, that's the moment that I chose to finish Headlights, which was really dumb, like, once you do that, because it's literally about just the horrors of humanity, and I lost my mind. So that made it even worse.
But hope.
I mean, so like, the part I sob over is like not the end, it's like the close to end.
Yeah.
And then the end is kind of like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, it did. And American Rapture, I was just mad at you after, so I think you're right. And Mayfly, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, Mayfly is the worst.
They all have happy endings.
Yeah, what was my review after Rapture? Oh, it was just you bitch, 5
You
stars.
bitch. She put it on a t-shirt for me. It's my favorite. Wait, I should give context for this. So,
Yeah.
So in your books, this is very cool. I don't know who like isn't on social media, and good for you for being mentally healthy. But I put maps in these books. I have an artist friend who did these maps with me. It's been a dream of mine forever. They're kind of spoilery inside, so if you haven't read it, like, heads up. But all of my books are like really kind of place-based. We're gonna do them retroactively for my first 2 books, and we're gonna keep doing them. And so, like, if you ever want to like know any of the sort of like behind the scenes stuff of me writing this, or places I was frequenting, or if you want to go visit any of the real places, like, you can. But Lady Justice Brewing, I just really love. I just think it's an awesome vibe. I think they do really cool shit for the community. I happened upon it one day with my cousins. Anyway, we really wanted them to somehow be a part of this, and they ended up giving us these drink coupons. So yeah, we're gonna do trivia that Lorin put together.
I was
to
hiding
give
from
these
my
away.
I was hiding from my mother-in-law. It was a great excuse.
Perfect.
All right, you want to start? You can pick any, and we can jump around.
Okay. Should I do like an easy one first?
Do an easy one first, yeah.
Which Denver street is often cited as the longest continuous commercial street in America?
Colfax.
Oh, so fast! Maybe, I don't know. What do
We have a couple extra. But I did not see what it was. Ugh. Who got him?
We had two. We had one over here and one back here. Great job.
And the back where?
Should I keep asking? Do you just want
Yeah,
to
keep handing over. Okay. 49.5 miles or something, right? Isn't that?
I didn't know this. What quintessentially American food item was trademarked in Denver?
Denver omelet.
Oh, how do we do this?
Wait. Someone's gonna have to raise a hand and we'll have to call, yeah.
Sorry, we're not good with rules.
We're not good at rules.
Perfect.
We're just happy to be here, okay? But I missed who it was. I'm not looking.
I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, okay.
How did you know that?
Live here.
You're gonna be on my
This one's really good. And by the way, I have a family member who volunteers at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. It's one of my favorite places here. It's the coolest. I put it in the book. And I'm really there's dinosaurs in this book actually. The world's first discovered fossil of what dinosaur was found near Grand Junction in 1877?
Stegosaurus.
Boom!
You guys are too good at this. I thought these were hard.
Though it appears to be a simple rectangle, Colorado's borders actually consist of how many separate straight lines?
This one is really hard.
This one's crazy.
It's gonna have to be like closest
what?
without going over. It's like because you know when they were drawing it, they don't have GPS.
Give us like a closest 100 mark.
Yeah.
Yes. 300?
Isn't it like 430?
No, you're doing a good job though, because this is a really hard question.
Yeah. Close.
Closer.
493.
No.
Ruben's like skirting right around the.
876.
We may not get there.
We may not.
Okay, 697 is the answer.
That's why
to
I
that
put
one.
extra questions in there because I was like, that one is no one's gonna know.
Okay, someone's gonna know this. Okay, where are my mountain people? How many of contiguous America's 96 14ers are located in Colorado? Yes.
52.
So close. We're gonna give it to you anyway.
Yeah.
58.
Oh, okay. So close.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's fine because California does have the tallest one.
Oh my god.
How could I do it?
You realize you're
I know.
Talk about
Everybody's like,
California
I'm
and
not
Texas
buying
here,
this book
okay?
now. How could I do that? That's too easy. What popular movie was actually shot at the Stanley?
Dumb and Dumber.
Great. So this is the Stephen King room. After Tabitha went to bed, King went down to the bar for a drink and met a bartender whose name was what? This one's easy, actually. I would think. It's the same
It's
as
because
in
we
the movie.
both did the thing.
Yes.
Lloyd.
Lloyd.
Lloyd Delbert Grady, the inspiration for both Lloyd the bartender and previous caretaker Delbert Grady. The original owner of the Stanley Hotel is said to haunt room 401. What's his name? Yes.
F.O. Stanley? No?
I would have thought that, but
Oh, original.
the original? Oh, before F.O. Stanley
Before
bought
Stanley,
it.
but that is
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we're going to give it to you for that.
Everybody gets a coupon.
Lord Dunraven.
Yeah, he was Irish.
He was Irish.
He bought the land and then never came back.
What weapon does Jack Torrance use in the novel version of The Shining? Yes.
Rogue hammer.
Woo!
Nico.
Great job.
So fast.
I'm never gonna
You
forget
can't
this
drink.
scene.
I know, because give that to your mother.
Or I'll just save it for like
Okay.
4.5 years.
Real softball for you all. What city is home to the world's largest natural mineral hot springs pool, yielding over 3.5 million gallons of water a day?
I thought.
Glenwood Springs?
Yeah.
Nice. Great job. We're killing it, guys. Everybody gets a beer. Which mysterious, non-existent organization is currently credited on the dedication capstone in the Great Hall of the Denver International Airport? Yes.
Illuminati?
I mean, is this
No.
separately?
Oh,
Yes.
New World Order?
Yeah, New World Airport Commission. Great job.
It's really weird.
That is so weird. Denver is the only city in history to vote down hosting what event?
The Olympics.
Yeah. Okay, great.
That's gonna swing it.
It's very competitive.
Do we just want to hand the rest out?
I'm just gonna throw them like.
Yeah. Should we throw 'em?
I'm really gonna throw them.
Yeah.
I do it.
You do half.
I'm not throwing things at the crowd.
I am.
Ready? You get a card. Everybody gets a card.
Tatter covers like I didn't.
I was gonna say they're not gonna
Thank you, Lady Justice. Thank you.
All right. Now that you've got your drinks, who's got a question? Sure.
Whatever you like.
I'll hold the mic. So, thank you. So you mentioned like how your characters come to you in this like they just kind of appear. If someone were to like have these characters kind of coming to them, what would be, and they weren't a writer, what would be like your suggestions for them to kind of formulate these onto paper?
What? It's a good thing to be a writer when characters randomly appear to you in your head. I don't know what else you would do with it, but get help. I just sort of follow that. Like, I don't know, I'll find something to be really interesting. Like this guy, I just knew instantly, I was like, this is gonna be somebody who so badly wants to take pain away from everyone around him, and by wanting that is not going to be able to see the simplest things, you know, that you like literally can't take away pain from the people around you. And so he's kind of a tragic figure, and I just I don't know, I should come up with a better way to explain it. I sit down, I usually outline a book in about a day or two, and I make a Spotify and I make a Pinterest board, and I come up with the vibes, and I usually know the place, the main characters, the big wounds that they have, their big wants, and I kind of have an idea of like how I'm gonna externalize what they are going through internally. So like with Maeve, like I set that in a place in which we try to create a fantasy of like things never changing and holding on to eternal youth. And if we kind of hold tight enough and shape our reality around us enough, we don't have to deal with change, which is the only constant. So that was LA and the park, and that all made sense. And so with American Rapture, she was afraid of her sexuality and sin and shame, and so I made it really big and literal and put it in the world around her. And with this book, he was afraid of looking at himself and grief and his past, so I gave him those things in ways that I don't want to spoil. And so yeah, everything that happens, that's what's amazing about horror that I wish more people realized, is there's a lot of horror that's not that, and that is also great, but there's a lot of horror that just uses sort of like horrific tropes to explore things that we're already going through as humans and finding a very human element altogether.
I think, just to give her a shout out, I think Rachel Harrison is really good at that. Like,
Yeah.
she'll take this little tiny thing that we all experience on a daily basis, and then she turns it into this like cinematic.
Yeah, like you can make literal
Look,
monsters.
out of just
yeah.
little everyday things that you wouldn't even notice. But
Yeah.
I digress. Actually,
She's
since
great.
Since you
The
said
best.
that, what's Daniel's star sign? I know you do the star chart.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you
What do
didn't
you
do it
think?
for- I said Cancer.
He's probably a Cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See, so I was right.
That's what you guessed.
Is that
That's
yeah?
what you guessed.
We were talking
Okay.
about it before. Yeah.
Probably a Cancer. That's like a question I get more in LA. Nobody here.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Yeah.
So, more questions. All right, Amanda.
CJ, fellow Trekkie, your captains that you would serve under, favorite Star Trek captains who you would.
Oh my gosh.
serve under.
Cisco. I love Cisco so much. Yeah, thank you from the two people on this panel. I really appreciate you. It's not a weird
unique.
He had the least amount of drama of every.
True.
Well, yeah, but he didn't get to explore the way the others did. He just had to hold down the fort. I love them all. I love Janeway, but I didn't think she always had the best story. But yay, woman captain. I love them all. TOS is my favorite. Because I think the Spock-Kirk dynamic is the greatest thing there will ever be.
Yeah.
And actually, to tie it back to this book, I probably was thinking about it a little bit. I love frenemies, partnerships, you know, like captaining a ship or being partners, for example, at the FBI. Like sort of like hating your coworker, I think is amazing in a story. So hating and growing to understand over time.
Tillman is my favorite character in this book by like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah, so when my main character comes back, he has to face his past. He doesn't want to be here again. And he gets assigned this partner who's this guy who he's like always hated, thinks is the worst, listens to like paranormal podcasts, is a big like deadhead climber fish guy, which I know probably a lot of people here are. Hell yeah. And he was loosely actually inspired by my boyfriend a little bit. So I also love him. Big UFO guy. And he's now living with Daniel's ex-wife, and so
Living with.
yeah, with her, and
yeah.
so now he has to work with him. So there you go.
It's fantastic. So, okay, more.
So other authors have talked about horror being a twist on good and evil, and you've talked about this being one of your more hopeful books. Is there an overall theme that you try to express through horror writing?
Probably that I think we're all just going through so many of the same things all the time. And I think it's easy to look at our differences, and we do have differences, and we do have differences of circumstance. I do also think that every human being fundamentally like wants to be loved and wants to protect their loved ones and wants to find hope and joy in this world. And that sounds so obvious, but I think we forget it all the time. And I do think in horror novels especially, but in all fiction and nonfiction, in books, in art, in every kind of art, we can find shared humanity in a way that I think we have to hold on to. So yeah, I think all my books are saying, like, whoever you are, you're welcome here. And hopefully I have a character somewhere who will kind of speak to you or make you feel a little bit more seen and accepted. And I think we really can find a lot more shared humanity, which I know is crazy to say when you write like a slasher and like a zombie apocalypse book and whatever this is. But yeah, it's always there. I love people. I love humanity, and I think that's always going to be there.
You're so cute. Go ahead.
Do you have a favorite line from the book, and can you share it with us?
Yeah, probably. It's the last line of the book.
Oh, no.
So I won't share it right now, but when you get there, that's it for me.
Yeah, I think I highlighted the whole last bit.
Yeah. Thank you.
What a cop out.
Thank
No.
you. I know, sorry.
Let's.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could probably think of it. No, that's the one.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. So read the book, and then you know.
Yeah. Usually my last lines are my favorite lines, and I usually know them at the very beginning of writing. That's usually like the first thing I figure out. I don't think actually any of my 3 last lines changed in any of the 3 books.
It's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
There's a thing about, and they did this intentionally back in, I don't know what year. I'm not going to make it up. It was a thing to like combine sort of your last, you would like read the ending of the book and then you would go back to the beginning and it would sort of like change the like I don't know, they would intentionally put the 2 together.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm like curious if I would do that with yours now, and maybe it's just like there already, just magic. We'll find out. I saw another question over here at the same time. Maybe?
I was just wondering if you ever think about what happens to your characters when the book is over. Like, I was really curious about what happened to Maeve and like what went into the ending with Gideon.
So Yeah. No, the cops in that book are not as competent as the cops in my other books. Somebody at one point was editing it early. I can't remember. I had a lot of help with that book, but somebody at one point was like, "Love these knuckleheads." They're very lovable, those two. But with Maeve, you know, I'm subject to the powers that be as a lowly artist. I do want to write 2 more Maeve books. I do have them outlined. Sequels don't tend to, here's a little industry. Sequels don't tend to sell as well in horror as in other genres. And so they're not always bought up right away. So I don't know if they'll get published, but I'm working on them. I have an arc for Maeve. I have an ending for Maeve. Sophie's trickier because I'm spoiling it. The ending's ambiguous, and I kind of don't want to mess with that. But a reader did suggest that maybe I write a simultaneous narrative from her brother's perspective. They get separated very early on, and actually, I kind of like really want to do it. And this one, I'm not done. I don't think I'm done with these characters. I think I have more here.
It's gonna be.
I
It's
think-
gonna be so soul crushing when you do that. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're all of your books are soul crushing. So.
Thank you.
I think we have time for one more before we get to signing. Scotty.
Question for you, CJ. So you did a donation event for the Rocky Mountain Arsenal.
Yeah.
And that used to be my neighbor, and so I always walked through it. It was a beautiful area, or is a beautiful area. What made you specifically call that area out?
Well, so I was trying to find. So last year, I donated $1 for every like pre-order and week 1 pub hardcover. They give us that number all at once, so that's like actually the easiest metric ever for us to look at of sales. And I donated $1 for each one of those sold to the ALA Unite Against Book Bans, which was kind of thematic with American Rapture, and so, or 2 years ago, whenever it came out. And this year I wanted to do like a hyper-local Colorado organization, and I had spent time at Rocky Mountain Arsenal, and I like completely fell in love with that place. I can't believe you just have it here. But I think a lot of people don't really know that it's here. And you know, you have like a lot of people who just live very urban lives, and you wouldn't think to go out there. So there's a really cool organization that I found called Friends of the Front Range Wildlife Refuges, and they basically like help organize trips for all types of folks to get out there, and they also like help support 2 of the Front Range wilderness preserves, and they do a lot of fundraising and outreach, and I just think they're really cool, and what they stand for is really cool. And so yeah, you're part of that. This week is part of that. So every book you buy today, I'll donate $1 to them. It's I'm excited. It feels, I don't know, it just feels good to be able to give back in a small way to like the place that I so greedily learned about and wrote about, you know, without asking anybody their thoughts on how I wrote about it for so long. So I think you all have an amazing home, and I feel very lucky to have gotten to spend time here. It's really awesome.
I think that's all we got. Also, you gotta show everybody like your boots when they come up for signing, because they're custom from the book.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're gonna take a photo.
Yeah. Oh, we want to do a crowd.
Do you all
photo.
mind? So if anybody doesn't want to be in this photo, you have 2 options. One is you could leave. Another option is you could just like hold your book up in front of your face. But if you all don't object, we're gonna turn around and take a photo with all of you with holding your books up, if that's cool.